So, this video will be a bad one. I mean, this is what they say. When you're just starting out with YouTube, apparently, you have no idea what you're doing. You don't know where you're going, you don't know what is your niche, your style, form, editing, or what is your point. Your topics are various, random, mostly not interesting. I do have a niche, actually. For my creative business, I do. For my art, I'm finding out. For YouTube, I don't. That happens to be the truth. Also, they say you need to have at least 10 videos to figure these things out, to get some traction, some views, and feedback, non-relative related feedback. However, I really hope to make it to 10 before spring of 2025, before it ends at least. They say you need likes, comments, watch time, thumbnails, catchy video title, and other things I can't remember. So this one goes to you. This is your part of the show. You'll know what to do. I don't have a niche, no end goal, I don't have a style. I'm rethinking all the video forms I have ever seen on YouTube and thinking I should make my own. Probably not a good idea. Well, however, this is the first of 10 bad videos. Let's see how it works out.
Mama, da je barem skroz tamo dolje voda, ovdje tobogan. I da je ljeto.
Oh, it's about time. Hello, everyone. My name is Marina. I have been wanting to start a YouTube channel for many years. I've tried so many times and recorded some videos. I recorded a whole bunch of B-rolls for all the ideas I had in my mind, and I was never really satisfied with how it looked. At first, my idea was to make beautiful videos with a whole bunch of B-roll, like Isabel Page does, or Jonna Jinton from Sweden, because these are the videos that I really like to watch, and these are the videos that I really like creating. And then, as I saw myself having so many ideas and so many plans and not making any progress, not taking the first step, I figured out I just needed to come here and talk. These past couple of days have been eye-opening, realizing that I can do whatever I want. So let us see where this is going to take us. This introduction is quite a good one to start with because the topic of today's video is comparison. It's about comparing ourselves to other people. Lately, I have been talking to a few friends, and every time during the conversation, one of us would say, "Hey, do you know this girl or this woman or that man, about how they're doing things, where they are at in their business or in their creativity or in their art or personal wise." And this topic has been on my plate for many years throughout my personal growing and business and growing and creativity growth on Instagram in the past 6 or so years. I have been constantly noticing how I was comparing myself to other people. While comparison can be a beautiful fuel for us to shift the gear and to go into a new direction and to have a new sense of possibilities of what can be achieved, what can be done, more often we are comparing and not feeling good about ourselves. And this is exactly what I wanted to talk about today. What I feel in 2025, that the time is coming that we really need to let go of comparing ourselves to others. And I mean, really let it go. I really feel that the time has come that we need to tune into our own beings, into our own hearts, and start practicing working from there. Because What lies within me can never lie within anyone else. What lies within you, what you have to give to the world, no one else can give the exact same way that you can. Fortunately or not, we were given these eyes, these senses, these ears to hear and to see. And from the moment we wake up, our sight is automatically directed towards the outward. And when we scroll through these social media on our phones or on our computers, I see what they see. Automatically, it is being translated in a certain way in our minds. It is not easy to resist what we see and to have certain opinions or thoughts or feelings towards what others are doing. However, comparison is, I think, one of the greatest theft of a real joy, of a real content in humans. Because what comparing to others is bringing to us a sense of not being good enough, of not being in the right place, of not having it all, or of not having figured it out. And it is really a pity. Comparison is one of the greatest destroyers of deep joy, of deep content. And it's not just in creative industry or in the business industry, it's in life in general. Comparing ourselves to others often leaves us feeling lack. You look at other people who are doing business, for example, and you ask yourself, how could they have it and I don't? Then you start making excuses that they are in better conditions or have more knowledge, or that they look better, for example, that they have more money, more support. But what's really sad is that we are forgetting that we all are unique, that we all hold and walk unique paths in this life that have been given to anyone, that haven't been given to anyone but ourselves. This path it feels a bit weird talking like this. Not really relaxed, not really relaxed and spontaneous, but I'm getting there. I will be getting there. I'll get there. Comparison is like an attack a direct attack to God's will. Because we are looking outside of ourselves, what others are doing, and not accepting and feeling and realizing and nurturing our own potential, what was given to us, our own gifts. And we all have them within our circumstances, within our lives that we are living, within our own unique paths that have been given to us. It's like saying to God, hey, you gave them more than you gave me. What we are not seeing is one very important aspect of life, spiritual aspect of life. There is something called a soul level that goes beyond and above this material life, this earth life. And on a soul level, we all have different desires. We all came to do different things, to go through different things, and to evolve in a different way. We all got our very own challenges that we need to go through to kind of step up, to rise in consciousness, to rise as a soul, to improve as a soul, essentially to become a better person in this life. When we are looking at others, we only see what we are being presented. You know, Instagram is a great metaphor for life. It's not only on Instagram that we are looking and seeing highlight reels, it is in life as well. If you were to go to your friends or to your neighbors, they would never show you what's really going inside, because we either don't have time for that, or this is our own chance to kind of gather up and to give something to others and to get something from others at the moment we encounter. And that's okay. You're not going to, meet your neighbors, your friends, and just talk about everything that's going on inside. You will leave that for more intimate conversations. So when we are looking at others, what we see is a highlight reel. People are gathered up in a way and presenting the best they can. However, our inside at that moment, our eyes see what they see, our mind comprehends, oh, they're doing good, they're doing better. And I'm not feeling good enough. How come? And other people might think the same for you. When they meet you, when they see you, when they ran into you, they might be thinking, oh, they're doing much better than I am. So these eyes, our senses are delusional in a way. They are giving an impression that might not be the truth. For the truth, we must go deeper. And since we cannot go deeper over there, we need to go deeper in here. And finally realize that every person you ever see out there has a karma, something that as a soul they have brought to this earth. They have their own surroundings, family occasions, different genes, different characteristics. They were born in a completely different time. Each time in our history has a completely different energy. It was not the same being born during the pandemic or in 2025. It was not the same being born during the war in my country in the beginning of 90s, for example, and at the beginning of the 80s when I was born. Just what's happening around in the world has a completely different energy, and it influences how we will be raised up, how we will be brought up, how we will be interacting, and what we will be bringing to the earth. There are personal choices, there are relationships, there are events that happen in our lives that all combined create our own unique path. So therefore, comparing ourselves to others just doesn't make any sense. I mean, comparing yourself to others is always denying who you are at your very own essence. Unless you're using comparison as a fuel to nurture what you already have, then it's really not bringing you any good. And today, in social media era, we are all so exposed to so many different people. I'm the first one to admit that I am a junkie in scrolling and looking and just, like feeding myself a little bit with the content that others have created. And I'm realizing how it empties my heart, it empties my soul. I feel like I'm getting something. I might feel that I'm getting inspiration or that I'm getting motivation, when in fact I'm not. It's filling me with so much information that my own well is becoming empty, and my own inside is becoming poor. Somehow, the older you get, the more you realize how quickly time passes by and how life actually is short. Missed opportunities won't be coming back knocking on your door. Every time you look at others thinking less of yourself or that you are falling behind, you are giving up the strength that resides within, a creative force, a God-given power responsible for life itself. You never really know where are others at on their journey, what their dreams are, and where they're headed.
Goals and dreams and plans change along the way, and you never know what others are holding in their hearts. You cannot know what others are eager to achieve, so why comparing? Their paths are their own, their weights, their joys, their hardships, their moods, their loves, their thoughts. Nothing is as you might think. Comparison itself is not bad, neither it's good. It is what we make of it, it is how we use it. And everything on this planet can be used both for good and bad. Love, even, can be used for manipulation, own interests, or as an excuse. As humans, it is hard or impossible even not to compare ourselves with others. It is a part of being human. However, it is what we do with comparison that matters. Can you use it as fuel for your intentions and actions? Can you use it as inspiration? And can you use it for your practice of going within and seeking your own truth? Lately, I've changed. I have grown, up and older. Some things do come with age, and comparison is one of them, or at least lack of comparison. And there is a method that works really good for me when comparison hits, the one making me feel bad, less, lacking, or late. And the method is simply consuming less. Shutting the tabs, logging out, deleting apps, taking a break. Cleaning the drawers, sorting out my work, starting new or finishing old projects. Remembering why I even started in the first place with my creative and business pursuits. Life is really simple. The more we look at others, the less time we have to look within ourselves. And there, right there inside, are all the answers we are looking for, all the creation waiting to be birthed, all the love we have to give out to the world. This is what works really, really good. Resting. Allowing yourself space to breathe. Reconnecting. Praying. Silencing.
When I remove myself from the content for a day, consuming content, I feel that so much creativity is starting to become alive within myself, and so many ideas are coming up, and I have a will to create. And I think there is the solution. Removing the distractors, removing yourselves from the distractions, and taking time to be and sit in silence with yourself, to see the abundance, to feel the abundance that lies within you, to see, to realize, to acknowledge, to accept, and to nurture the gifts and the talents that you have, to accept and to praise your own way of being, your own way of living, to accept your own path as the highest expression of love from our God, from the Creator, from the Source, from the infinite well of abundance, whose intentions were most definitely not making you less than, but creating you on His own image. Comparison is the inability to accept our own gifts, our own talents, our own virtues as the highest expression of God. Looking at others will only make us feel less than, until we finally start realizing how beautiful we are, how beautiful our own way is, and until the moment we start expressing it authentically, we will be feeling less than. We will feel a sense of lack. I don't think this is something that can be reached and held like forever. This is like meditation, like prayer, like physical activity. This relationship with our own creativity, with our own uniqueness, it needs to be nurtured. Comparing ourselves to others, it's a pity, it's a shame, it's a lack of dignity, it's a lack of humility, it's a lack of trust, a lack of faith.
This is a time of bad videos. This is the time of new beginnings where everything is within reach, yet everything seems far and distant and yet to be achieved. Time where everything is allowed, figuring out yourself, where people don't have expectations and you don't have expectations of any specific behaviors or outcome. This is a channel where I will use my talents, my God-given gifts, and intertwine them with my experience, skills, my interests in creativity, spirituality, God, theology, philosophy, and the mundane, of course, creative business, gardening, cooking, painting, photography, writing, and love, naturally. Let it be art, the art of life.